Namaste, all the viewers and friends. Today we have come up with the topic dysmenorrhea and its management. When I say the word dysmenorrhea, a lot of women who are watching this are probably thinking that, oh, dysmenorrhea, it's something that I go through or something that I've seen my family members go through. So unfortunately, it has become very common, and a lot of people, a lot of women think that it is okay that, oh, I have dysmenorrhea, I don't go to work, I take off that day, I don't go to school, I don't go to college, I take some pills, I sleep, I put hot bag and it is okay. So a lot of us are really not paying attention to something that the body is trying to tell us. Another perspective of dysmenorrhea is that I've heard a lot of elders also say that dysmenorrhea or painful periods, cramps during periods, is kind of preparation or kind of endurance training for women to go through labor. That's a positive way to look at it, but we have always observed that when your body is showing symptom of any discomfort, be it pain, be it itching, be it burning, be it some sort of a stiffness, these are all signs of inflammation, and the body is trying to tell you that something within me is not right. Please pay attention and set it right. So instead of doing the right things, we are either suppressing the pain or ignoring the pain and not really bothered about it. And painful periods is something that none of us want to go through. We all want to have comfortable periods, but we complain of pain, fatigue, and lot of cramps, lot of back pain, tiredness, not able to eat, vomiting, nausea. All of these symptoms are also, come together. They come hand in hand together. So first, before we understand how do we deal with painful periods, we have to understand what are the causes of pain or discomfort during periods. So causes could be physical structural causes, anatomical causes, or it could be functional causes. Any change in the physiology. It could be because of the and not only because, it's mainly because of the lifestyle disorders, lifestyle issues that we are habituated into. So when it comes to anatomical causes, it is usually the cervical tightness or the stiffness that creates a lot of pain during menstruation, which eases usually after marriage. The second, the tightness can also be caused through lifestyle disorders. I will come to that. The second cause, the lifestyle related causes, which are the functional causes of dysmenorrhea, could be mainly because of lack of activity. Sedentary lifestyle, that can one cause the tightness. Other results of sedentary lifestyle or lack of activity is stagnation within. We have spoken about importance of energy freely moving. When the energy stagnates, there is pain. What other factors cause the stagnation? Hormonal variations due to unhealthy lifestyle, intake of contraceptive pills, and usually these contraceptive pills are also many a times a lot of girls take something called postpone tablets. I want to postpone my periods because I have to attend a function, I have an exam, I want to take pills because I don't want to go through pain while I'm writing my exam. There are so many causes for which postpone tablets are taken. That is one of the cause for dysmenorrhea or development of dysmenorrhea in people who do not have it. Unhealthy lifestyle, unhealthy sleeping habits, sleeping late, taking a lot of chocolates or refined carbohydrates basically is directly linked with dysmenorrhea. Okay, so these lifestyle causes can also lead to a lot of energy stagnation within and can lead to dysmenorrhea. How do you know that there is stagnation? You will see that either there is lot of clots that flow during your periods, okay, or the color of the blood is not bright red but turns to dark or brownish. So these are all the indications of stagnation. You increasing the weight, If you are gaining weight, then that is also one of the signs of stagnation within the body. Irregular cycles, delay in cycles, or happening very early, lot of bleeding during the cycle, excessive bleeding during the cycle, all of these are symptoms. Body is trying to communicate to you that something is not right, please set it right. Okay, so these are the causes that we have understood for dysmenorrhea. Okay, now how do we deal with it? What do we do to take care of dysmenorrhea? First, correct the causes. If we don't address the root cause, whatever we do on apart from addressing the root cause is a superficial treatment. It's like applying makeup. If I don't really take care of my skin and only really worry about what makeup I wear, then of course that's your option, but that is one thing that we should all do, address the root cause. Start correcting the lifestyle patterns, eat healthy, sleep on time. If you have habits of smoking and alcohol consumption, I missed out in the causes, but they are also very much they can also cause dysmenorrhea during periods. So if once I correct my causes, what are the supportive therapies that will help me improve my health faster? Practicing yoga. When you start practicing yoga, you will see that you are physically active, your stagnation starts relieving, you are able to also relax, because stress is one of the major cause that in fact hampers the lifestyle. So that is one important aspect. Second, many a times because of eating a lot of cold food, for example refrigerated milk products, ice creams, lot of raw vegetables, lot of refrigerated food basically to say, can lead to cold uterus. It is called as cold uterus, and that needs to be warmed, and yoga practices will help you warm your uterus that has gone cold. Okay, so again another thing that you should do is avoid intake of cold foods, especially raw vegetables, cold ice creams, and paneer and things like that that are refrigerated and stored cold. Next, when we get into acupuncture therapy, what acupuncture therapy does, we've discussed in the beginning that the pain during periods is a sign of inflammation. So acupuncture relieves inflammation primarily. It relieves the stagnation of the energy within. What we have discussed, stagnation indicated as pain by the body is relieved with acupuncture, and also the circulation improves. So if there are a lot of clots, that will be eased with acupuncture. And of course the neurochemicals that are released during acupuncture are also acting as pain relieving factors. So acupuncture will help in these ways. Inflammation will reduce, pain will come down, stagnation is relieved, circulation is improved. Okay, and at the same time acupuncture is also very calming in nature. It's very relaxing. When you go through the therapy, the first thing that you feel is, okay, I felt relaxed. So these are the therapies mainly that will help you. Of course, you will have to take care of your food, lifestyle, and take supportive therapies that will help you with management of painful periods. You will have comfortable periods if you have comfortable lifestyle, and also therapies that are comfortable for you. Okay, with that I end the discussion for today. Thank you for your patient hearing.